Now, before I get into what I'm about to get into, I just want to make sure that each and every one of you guys hit that like or dislike button. Don't forget to put some motherfucking Coach K Duke full court pressure on that sub button, as well as that noti bell, so you can be notified via email each and every time your boy E Thriller, aka Ham Rothstein, aka the Black Picasso, because I paint these pictures so vividly, on the sport of boxing, uploads a video to my channel. And once again, ladies and gents, welcome back. Now, man, let me just give a quick shout out to everybody that's watching this video live. Let me also give a shout out to the motherfucking playback gang in the building. I see ya. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat that's going to get it in with me tonight. Of course, I'm going to drop the link in the fucking chat box once I get done saying what the fuck I got to say, because we got to get to this, man. Shout out to my boy Diallo Huggy. I see you in the building, my boy. I appreciate you for rocking with me tonight. I hope you got a drink. I hope you got you some smoke or whatever you got to do to get on your level to chop it up with your boy E Thriller, aka the Black Picasso. But I'm going to give y'all some more time, man, because I know YouTube like to play with the notifications, which is why I enforce that. I reiterate that each and every time I go live, y'all. Please hit that like button and please hit that sub button and ring that noti bell. Shout out to my boy, my brother, Jonathan Bryson in the building. I see ya. I mean, damn, it's just like that right off the bat. Fuck Crawford, huh? Wow. Shout out to my boy Euro Thomas in the chat. I see you. He in the building, ladies and gents. What's popping, my boy? How you feeling today? Oh, man. Read my chat, please. I did that, Jonathan Brighton, my brother. Yes, sir, indeed. So, yeah, I'm going to give y'all a minute or two, and then I'm going to get straight into it. I don't want to hold y'all for too long unless it's necessary. Let me go grab some water, y'all. Got my water. Give y'all about another minute, man. We got to get into this shit, man, because Bob Arum, boy, ooh, I tell you, Bob fucking Arum. Euro Thomas said, I'm 100, G. Already, man. Good looking. I appreciate that. Glad everybody is in a good mood. It's a Monday, you know, just got off of work, so I figured I'd come on and pop my shit the way that I know how to pop my shit. So without further ado, let's get into it. Wait a minute. Let me get back to the chat. Jonathan Bryson said, I really got my wish. And what is that, my brother? All right, but let's get into it, y'all. So let me go here to my banner. Matter of fact, make sure y'all put some Coach K full court pressure on that like button. Don't be in this bitch just sightseeing, trying to figure out what the fuck I got going on, all right? So, but yeah, you see the title. Bob Arum is a funny guy, man. I mean, he is funny because all of a sudden, Bob Arum went from saying, I ain't going bankrupt, trying to promote a Terence Bud Crawford, to saying things like, I won't be involved in promoting a Terence Crawford anymore because he can't sell pay-per-views. He doesn't promote himself like a Teofimo, like a Floyd Mayweather, like a Manny Pacquiao. And he even said a Shakur Stevenson, who hasn't done anything, anything in the sport of boxing, let alone compared to a Terence Bud Crawford, right? But I hope you're sitting down for this because it gets worse, y'all. It gets worse. He also went on to say, meaning Bob Arum, I could build not one, not two, not three, but 4 mansions. Or was it 3 in Beverly Hills? Shout out to my boy Booker T. Because he's lost so much fucking money on promoting a Terence Bud Crawford. Oh, boo fucking who? And then he went from saying that to saying Crawford versus Porter is a good fight, but who would pay for it? Because Crawford and Porter aren't big time pay-per-view attractions. He said this just a couple of months ago, y'all. And now all of a sudden, I guess he's just changed his tune. Hell, maybe there's something in the air. Maybe it's the summer shit. I don't fucking know. But this man said all of that just to say, I'm optimistic we can get the deal done with PBC for a pay-per-view fight just because the WBO mandated it? So he went through all of this negative publicity, all of this trash and Terence Crawford, publicly, just saying that he can't do nothing with him. He's hard to work with. They shouldn't have sent the letter to us, but even though they did, I get it. It's okay. But the minute that Brian McIntyre took his contract negotiations to the public, I felt like he just crossed the line. I mean, there's enough is enough. And if you don't believe me, of course, I got the fucking receipts. So let me go to my share screen option, right? Where we at? Chrome tab, and let's just see. So, as you can see, matter of fact, let me hit share. Y'all drop something in the chat and let me know if y'all can see this shit. As a matter of fact, let me maximize it like that there. And yeah, so let me go ahead and go back to this. All right, so if we were to scroll down, now this was dated for November 18th, 2020, right? And you read the title. So if we scroll on down, when he was asked about Terence Crawford, he said Crawford has signed the Top Rank for another 2 fights, but Arum said he's got to promote like Teofimo Lopez does. He's got to promote like Shakur Stevenson does, like Floyd Mayweather did, like Manny Pac-Man Pacquiao did, which I don't know what the fuck he's talking about because Manny Pacquiao don't promote himself. He has the entire country behind him. I mean, yeah, he got a little bubbly personality, but let's not act like Manny Pacquiao is the second coming to a Floyd Mayweather or a Conor McGregor or hell, a Muhammad Ali when it comes to promoting fights, right? But I digress on that point. He also went on to say, if he doesn't, then who the fuck needs him? He may be the greatest fighter in the world, but hey, I ain't going bankrupt promoting him. The question is, do we want to keep him? I could build a house in Beverly Hills on the money I've lost on him, meaning Terence Bud Crawford, in the last 3 fights. A beautiful home. All right. So let me just go to the other article. Let me go back. Let me remove this off the screen. And that was in November of 2020, ladies and gents. So let me remove that. Let me go to share. All right, let me pull this up. Y'all just bear with me. Chrome tab. And then he said that, what else he said? Oh, yeah, this is when he doubled down after that interview. A couple of days later, it says, and I quote, Bob Arum doubles down, says he won't be involved in promoting Terence Bud Crawford. You understand what I'm saying? And he said, and I quote, I don't give a shit. I don't care because what the Crawford camp did was reprehensible. The lawyer sent a letter to us, okay? That's fine. That's what lawyers do, but you don't release it to the press. He also went on to say, all of this should be behind closed doors, like what men do. I'm not going to take this shit. I'm just not going to do it because the truth is I've lost money with this guy. And then he also went on to say it would be another hit on my network. That's some more shade thrown at Terence Buds Crawford way, right? And then he said, I'm being serious. I turned the whole project of Crawford over to Tide. I wash my hands of it. I'm too emotional about it. I have long since departed working with Crawford, end quote. And if you guys don't know who he's talking about when he refers to Tide, he means Tide the Buff. He is the person that was supposed to be in charge of Terence Bud Crawford career moving forward with Top Rank, right? But all of a sudden, he went from saying that because, again, I'm coming with the receipts. Let me stop this one, right? And let me see. Share, screen share, Chrome tab. And then where is it? He went from saying all of that shit, right, to saying, I'm optimistic we can get the deal done with the PBC for a fight. So all of a sudden, he wants to be involved in the day-to-day operations whenever it comes to Terence Bud Crawford. But a couple of months, I just gave you guys the breakdown, right? But it gets better, y'all. Listen to this. He said last year, there was no mandatory involved. This year, it's a fight that's been demanded by the WBO, and let's see how we can get it done. It's a lot different vibe when an organization mandates a fight that is a real fight. It's another thing when an organization mandates a fight that is not competitive. which happens so many times. But nobody can say that this fight isn't competitive, end quote. And I totally agree with Bob when it comes to that. But then when he was asked about the possibility of Crawford going up against Porter pretty soon, he said, F his legacy. Arum said, F any of that. He has to fight to keep his title, pardon me. And I'll leave his legacy or lack of legacy up to you. Terence is a terrific fighter. He's fought everybody that we can get for him. And obviously, Porter is the biggest name that he will have fought recently. Okay, so he's optimistic about the fight happening between Porter and Terence Bud Crawford. So I guess my question to you guys is this. Do you guys really believe Bob Arum? And as a matter of fact, let me go back to the chat. Let me start from the top. Let me work my way back down. Euro Thomas said, Bob Snake Arum, that is a cold, hard fact. The man contradicts himself. He's a habitual liar. He double talks. I mean, he says anything but the right fucking thing. Jonathan Bryson said, real fight coming. Okay, I hope so. I hope so. Shout out to my boy Bobby Ruff in the fucking building. He said the F word can be used for Spence for all the Crawford haters. Okay. Lash Puma Skills is in the motherfucking building. He said, what up, E-Thriller? What up, boy? I appreciate you for rocking with me tonight. My boy, D-Town Blaster in the motherfucking building. He said, put some Coach K pressure on that like button. You goddamn Skippy. Shout out to my boy D-Town Blaster, man. Shout out to my boy Craig Smith in the building. He said, what up, E-Thriller in Manila? What up, my boy? How you feeling today, man? How you feeling? Bobby Ruff said, yes, okay. Euro Thomas said, Bob gonna have to cough up 3 to 4 million minimum to Crawford so he can go build on that. That is a fact because it's being rumored and reported straight from the horse's mouth. Team Crawford, they saying that they ain't gonna re-sign with Top Rank. You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Resurrected Soul in a motherfucking building. He said, if Crawford is so awful, then what the fuck did Arum re-sign him in the first place? He messed up Crawford's career, not getting him the Manny fight when he was at 140. That's a hell of a good point, Resurrected Soul. That's a hell of a good point. Jonathan Bryson said he see the excitement of the fans, so he go recoup some of the money he lost. That's why he changed his tune. That's a hell of a point. That's a hell of a point. But I had an epiphany, bro, because aside of all of his, shenanigans and flat out lies, I really think he has nothing to lose by making this fight because he already knows Terence Bud Crawford has 1 foot in and 1 foot out the fucking door at Top Rank, right? So if I'm gonna pay Terence Bud Crawford this $3 to $4 to $5 million minimum, regardless if he's on pay-per-view or not, then I would much rather to pay that to a guy in Shawn Porter who has a name, most diehard boxing fans know of. And Shawn Porter, if you put him and Terence Bud Crawford together, I feel like this fight would do some tremendous numbers. Now, I'm not saying he's going to do 400,000 to 500,000 buys. Oh, please don't get me wrong. Please don't get me wrong. But I can see in this fight doing an easy 250 to 325 pay-per-view buys because it's being demanded by the general public. There is a lot of Terence Crawford naysayers who are telling us and telling me that Terence Bud Crawford ain't fought nobody, and they have been licking their chops. They have been chomping at the bit of a pressure fighter such as a Shawn Showtime Porter to get in the ring to get his hands on Terence Bud Crawford, who is arguably number 1 and number 2 pound for pound, might I add. But the people, the naysayers, the motherfucking Errol Spence lovers, the Shawn Porter lovers, I guess. I mean, all of a sudden, Shawn Porter has a fan base. I just don't understand it. I don't get it, but to each his own, right? Because before Shawn Porter went up against Errol Spence, I cannot say this enough. Shawn Porter was labeled as a sloppy fucking boxer. He was an ex-football player. The man got down in the 3-point stance before the ref rung the bell or the judge rung the bell. You understand what I'm saying? And until he gave Spence a fight for his fucking money, Shawn Porter was not respected. I mean, I don't know where the hell this bullshit ass narrative is coming from. I mean, can somebody or anybody drop something in the chat for your boy E-Thriller? Please do so. And while you're in the chat, if you haven't done so already, I cannot reiterate enough. Please hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Get them algorithms out there so I can start getting these notifications out. But yeah, I really don't think at this point Bob Arum has nothing to lose unless like my brother just said, maybe he's seeing all this money that he can possibly get back, because let's be honest, if he make a fight with Shawn Porter, gets, do some decent pay-per-view numbers between 200 to about 325,000, right? That's solid numbers, And then if he double backs and gets Bud a fight with either fucking Ugas, which probably won't sell, and Errol Spence, the biggest fight in the sport that we have left in the sport of boxing right now, then maybe Bob Arum was like, you know what? Maybe I was a little too harsh on Bud. Maybe I just had to wait this storm out. But Bob Arum is one motherfucking hard dude to read, because one day he say one thing and then the next day it's something entirely different, which is why I came on this shit to ask you guys for y'all opinions. So I'm about to drop the fucking link in the chat. Somebody click on and hop on with your boy E-Thriller. But before I do that, let me finish reading these chats, man. Shout out to my boy Dolomite in the motherfucking building. Long time no see, my brother. He said in the chat, let's not forget how far Shawn Porter would go to duck this Crawford fight with mysteriously getting COVID. Even if it goes to purse bid, Porter will find a way to weasel out of this fight. Damn. So you don't think Porter gonna step up to the plate, even though this may be his last opportunity to get a big time pay-per-view, even though this may be his last opportunity to get like a 60-40 split without a fucking belt, even though this is his last opportunity to, fulfill one of his expectations of himself, because he said it. I didn't say it. He said Bud is his biggest legacy fight. He said he don't want to fight Spence again. He don't want to fight no Virgil Ortiz, Jerron Ennis, anybody else. He said he wanted Terence Bud Crawford because he is the only welterweight that he can create this magic with, the same magic that he had whenever he was in the arena for a Tyson Fury versus a Deontay Wilder. I mean, that's what the man said. That's what Shawn Porter said. So I don't know, Dolomite. I don't know. I'm going to hope you're wrong. I'm trying to be optimistic to channel my inner Bob Arum. I'm trying to be positive about this fight because unlike, some of you Errol Spence fans, Terence Bud Crawford fans, we don't duck the smoke. We want good fights to happen. We don't put roadblocks and obstacles in front of the way of seeing our boy get tested to see if he can withstand the pressure from a Shawn Porter, to see if he can go up against an Errol Spence, a Manny Pacquiao, or your Danis Ugas. We ain't blocking none of these fights. You understand what I'm saying? But I digress. Back to the chat I go. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Julio G in the motherfucking building. What up, boy? I appreciate you for rocking with your boy, E-Thriller. Shout out to my boy, Bobby Ruff. He said, where is the money for the quick super chat donation? I got to get up to 1,000 subs, man. So right now, if you want to donate to the channel, let me go to my banner. You can cash at me. It's money sign E-Thriller. That's E3ILLA209. And I really appreciate that, my brother. But yeah, man, I'm about halfway to 1,000 subs, man. But it's gonna come in due time. Got to keep grinding. Shout out to my boy Poetic, you for common sense in the motherfucking building. He said, "What's going on? What's popping, my brother? What's popping, man? How you doing? How you feeling?" Shout out to my boy Eric, 1984 in the building with your boy E-Thriller. He said, Bob mad at Crawford because he thinks he's going to get screwed out of the Crawford-Spence fight and not be Crawford's promoter and not get his money back he lost paying Bud. That's one hell of an observation, Eric. That's one hell of a fucking observation. Maybe you're right because everybody keep reporting that Bud is out the door. So if Bud out the door and he only got one fight left on this deal, then Bud gonna be looking real crunchy. You understand what I'm saying? He gonna be looking like Kane on Belly. What was it? I don't know, his name was Kane. But damn, what was his name on Belly? The dude that was eating a banana that played Kane in Menace to Society. He gonna be looking like that motherfucker whenever that fight gets announced between Bud and Errol Spence. Oh my God, I can't wait. Poetic said, I don't know what's going on surrounding this fight. Yeah, man. As a matter of fact, let me go ahead and drop this link, man, because I got to get y'all help on this one tonight, man. I'm not a man that claims to know everything in the sport of boxing. I'm open. I'm objective. I try to be as unbiased as possible. So if you guys can come on and educate your boy E-Thriller on this shit, then please feel free. Click on that link, man. Free smoke. Eric 1984 said, I'm not sure if Porter can even beat Kell Brook. Real talk, because he never say he want a rematch. Yeah, but I think Kell Brook is done, bro. Jonathan Bryson said, laugh out loud, done comment. Who you talking to, man? You got to at whoever you talking to in the chat, bro. Shout out to my boy Big Ace, man. I appreciate you for rocking with me. He in the motherfucking building. He said Bob is also off the hook for that 1 million since he is getting Bud a big name, right? Or was that only for the Earl fight? I think it's being reported that that's only for the Earl Spence fight. If I'm not mistaken, somebody dropped some in the chat and fact check your boy E Thriller, man. Is that the case? That's a hell of a question, Big Ace. But make sure y'all hit that like button while y'all in here, man. Jonathan Bryson said, why would he duck a payday? Who is he? Who is he? Who are you referring to? Hold on, Poet. Let me finish reading these chats and I'm going to bring you on, bro. Dolomite said Porter is going to get made an example out of for playing games with Crawford. He going to beat Porter like a redheaded stepchild. Porter going to get his shot in his ass. Okay. Eric 1984 said Porter called Andre her too while he was on the toilet to make the fight. Dude had lots of energy to make this fight, whereas all the energy when it comes to Bud. That's a good point. Euro Thomas said, Bud, people better eyeball the hell out of Porter fight contract before he resigns or he signs a re-up deal. Good point. He said Rico. Who is Rico? Anybody named Rico in the chat? Jonathan Bryson is trying to get at you, man, about what you said. And Resurrect the Soul said, Bud is the best seller at Top Rank. Fury has a big money contract and he can fill 3,000 seats. And the last Wilder Fury fight didn't even break even. The problem is Top Rank can't promote properly. Well, goddamn, good point. All right, shout out to my boy Poetic, man. You live on the chat with E Thriller. Talk to me, man.
What's up, man?
Where you been at, my brother?
Man, I just been chilling, man. I had to turn on post notifications on for you the other day because I seen you was live and I missed it, so I turned on the notifications.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
Yeah, man. Number one, man, I just want to give you some respect, man, because man, I'm just people really be really bitches about this boxing stuff and they get in their feelings and
talk to me, man. What you talking about, bro? What I do this time? Cause I know I pissed you off last time. What I do?
You be I feel like I can have a discussion with you more. You know what I'm saying? Because I know y'all like to get on me about the Errol Spence stuff, but at least
it's all fun and games, though.
At least
not to cut you off.
Listen, y'all let me explain. Y'all let me explain and complete my thoughts on it. Y'all don't just say, "Oh, fanboy, get the fuck out of here." You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This shit just dumb because I really don't be fanboying, but I just gotta respect you because y'all don't be on that extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? I can actually explain my thought instead of niggas kicking you out lives, getting mad, then ignoring you, then not letting you on the lives no more because he think you a fanboy or somebody else's shit.
Yeah.
Man, what type of bitch ass shit is that? Then don't even let me explain my thought though. Just cut me off and shit. Now niggas act like they don't know you, but they was just asking you to cash app them and shit. Man, this shit terrible.
Oh wow. Well, I mean, basically, my bad. I wasn't trying to cut you out, bro, but I was basically just trying to say that on my platform, bro, I really don't care if you have a difference of opinion because that makes the show better anyway. Yeah. I mean, let's be honest. Who wants to listen to a bunch of motherfuckers agreeing with somebody all the time?
That's what I'm saying.
And then as far as this boxing shit, whenever I be fucking with you in regards to Errol Spence, it's all fun and games. I ain't taking this shit personally.
Yeah, just like when you was on 2K and I was trolling you about the Errol shit.
Yeah. I know you be fucking with me, bro. I ain't tripping off none of that shit, nigga. This shit is all fun and games to me.
You know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, I mean, if you want to root for Earl or whoever the case may be, I don't give a damn. I'm just going to state my opinion. You ain't got to agree with me. I'm not begging for nobody to agree with me.
Yeah.
You know, understand what I'm saying? Which is why I'm me. So this platform right here is going to always be a safe haven for motherfuckers to come on here and, whether they agree or disagree with me, they can call me out on it, come on and state their opinion, and shit, we can keep it going, bro. But go ahead.
Because I don't disrespect, I don't curse or curse folks out and get mad and none of that shit. I just be saying my opinion. That's it.
Right.
Sometimes I think I over talk sometimes, but that's that's nothing. But about this fight,
yes, sir.
I would like to see this fight. The thing that I don't like about these fights when these big fights get made these days is they have a fight one time, a specific time of a year, then they be laid off for like a year and a half, and then they go into another big fight. And it's like if you lose a fight, you probably could have won the fight if you stay active. None of that sparring shit translate into a real fight with another top level fighter. So I feel like Porter being out so long. Well, didn't he fight early this year though? I think. No. Oh, that
The
was
last
last
fight
year.
he had was against Sebastian Ford Miller, if I'm not
That was
mistaken.
last year.
That was around the summer. So yeah, it's been a minute, man, since he's been in the ring.
So and he might fucking lose. He has a chance. If you take them at their 100% best, he might actually have a chance to beat Terence. But these long ass layoffs, bro, it's not gonna fucking work. Like I seen Charlo on the live this last time. I don't know if you seen it. I think Fight Hype. I watched it on Fight Hype.
When did it come out?
It came out today, like a few hours ago. He said
okay,
he's coming back like in November. We say November or some shit. He say coming back. I think. I don't know if that's true, but that would be ideal. Why would you wait until fucking next year to like nigga? What the fuck? This shit weird. What the fuck y'all doing? I don't understand it. Man, look, I don't care if these niggas, like Errol Spence, like if Errol Spence or Manny Pacquiao, whichever one of the niggas gonna win this fight, Errol Spence. But whichever one of them who after they fight, why if Manny Pacquiao still plans on boxing, or if obviously Errol Spence gonna still be boxing, why y'all gotta wait all the way until fucking fall of next year to fight again? Like, bro, what the fuck is that?
I know it's a lot of people saying that if he gets past Manny and he should be doubling back around December or something to possibly maybe get a fight with Ugas or Thurman, depending on whoever Ugas face for that WBA bill, right? So who knows?
I don't think Thurman going. I don't think him. The only way him and Thurman gonna fight is if a sanctioning body orders it, or if Al Heyman tell him come to his house and give him a whooping and tell him, look, you gonna fight Thurman, boy.
Right.
So I don't know if that Thurman fight gonna happen, but that Ugas fight, I guess, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just my only thing like Jermell and Castaño, if they really about trying to get that second fight, man, them niggas need to fight. I don't give a fuck if it's a mandatory. Man, them niggas need to fight again in later this year in the holidays. Do not wait until fucking all the way next year, because usually big time boxing matches don't happen like around January, February, shit like that.
True.
It don't happen all the time, but so that's why, especially with the lower weight classes. So if none of these niggas fight, if your favorite fighter ain't fighting the rest of this year, bro, you're gonna have to wait till at least June next year. Facts. Or May, maybe. So, and that's that shit I don't like. They wait too long in between these fights. That's why Jermell ass was so goddamn rusty. What's that dude name? Who he fought? I forgot.
Brian Castano?
No, Jamal.
Montiel.
Jamal.
You talking about Montiel?
He fought Montiel.
Yeah.
Bro, Jamal is better than Montiel, bro. It's just, I know for a fact it was his rust, bro. I'm not trying to discredit Montiel, but I know it was his rust. It was his rust, and he haven't been in action for a minute at that point. Yeah. And that same thing with Jamal. I feel like because the things that Jamal had to do in that Brian Castano fight was so simple.
You mean Jamel, not Jamal.
Well, when you in a ring,
go ahead.
Huh?
You mean Jamel, bro, not Jamal.
Yeah, Jamel.
Go ahead.
No. I don't know.
You got to clear it up for the listeners. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's crazy when they twins and their parents name them Jamal and Jamel. Like, bro, what type of trolling shit is that?
Yeah,
but
go ahead.
They say, oh well, when you in a ring is different. You can't say that. Castano was a good fighter. Yeah, but if you look at the fight, Castano only had success when Jamel stayed in one spot on the ropes. That's it. If that didn't happen, Jamel would have won that fight on points if he didn't knock him out. And my thing is, if Jamel was consistent, if he had fought one time after that, the last fight he had against, I forgot his name, the banana dude, he would have, I know he would have been in there sharper, because he wasn't sharp in that fight. He was not sharp in that Castano fight. I
got to go back and watch it. A matter of fact, that's what I probably will end up doing tonight. I've been telling myself I was going to watch that fight again just to make sure I saw what I saw the first time. So I really can't call, what he did or didn't do, because of course emotions is running high when you're watching the fight. A little bit inebriated. You ain't really, you probably missed some shots or thought some shit landed that really didn't land. So that's why I like to always go back and watch it. But let me ask you this, because I totally agree with your initial premise whenever you first came on the live stream talking about these dudes aren't active enough. In your heart of hearts, do you really see this fight between Terence Crawford and Shawn Porter being made? And if so, do you think it's going to be a joint co-promotion like Bob Arum is alluding to? Or do you think it's going to go to purse bid and PBC is going to pick it up? Go ahead.
I have no idea, bro. I think it's in Terence Crawford's best interest for it to go to purse bid, though.
Hold on, Poetic. Dolomite said, Poetic, all right, 100. Okay, he also said, let's be honest, Crawford versus Porter will maximize its potential on free TV. Good point.
Probably, yeah, I agree.
That's a good point.
I agree.
That's
gonna give a lot of people that be talking shit about Bud talk shit about him, talking about some you the B side, your fights on free TV. So I don't think Bob will let that happen.
Well, regardless of anything, bro, if your boy Earl gets past Manny Pacquiao, right? Does about, let's say, 500 to 600,000 pay-per-view buys, could possibly do more than that. Who in the hell knows, right?
Yeah.
If that man was already talking 60-40 and 70-30 and 80-20, even in a casual joking manner, right? Then what do you think he's gonna be saying whenever he fuck up Manny? If he fucks up Manny, it has a successful pay-per-view. So at this point, no matter if Bud is on free TV or pay-per-view or not, my point is it ain't gonna matter anyway, because Spence is the fucking A side for sure. I mean, I can definitely agree with you on that, right? Yeah, Spence would be the A side if he were to beat Manny, does a successful pay-per-view. If Bud beat Porter, whether it's on pay-per-view or free TV, shit won't matter. Earl has the upper hand, bro. He's the bigger star. He fought the biggest cash cow in the sport. You just got to give him that, Bud. I mean, I'm going to just keep it a buck, right?
Yeah.
So that's how I see that, but go ahead, bro.
But I don't know about this Crawford and Porter fight. I think Crawford gonna knock him out. I don't know. I don't.
So you think it's gonna happen?
No, I don't. Well, I don't even know if it's gonna happen. I don't know. That's why I said in the comments, bro. I don't know anything about this fight because this shit with fucking Bob Arum and the PBC trying to freeze Crawford out, and Crawford can't get a fight to save his life, bro. I don't know what the fuck is going on, and I don't know. I guess they in negotiations with this. I don't know what the hell is going on with this fucking fight.
There's only two things that can usurp this fight. Really three. Either Bud can get a unification bout with Yordenis Ugas, that trumps a mandatory, right? Or B, he can say, well, shit, I don't want to fight Shawn Porter and be an obvious clear duck to the boxing community and drop his belt. Or C, it can be Shawn Porter say, you know what? I still want to be friends after our career is over. I'm going to withdraw from the WBO and try to reposition myself to get a shot at the WBC strap again. That's it. It's only three ways this can go.
Yeah, if Shawn Porter actually on that, well, he my friend, I want to keep our friendship. That's bullshit because I know Terence Crawford, the type of man where he will respect Shawn more after they all retire if they fought each other and gave him a good fight.
Right. Let me get back to the chat real quick, Poetic. My bad. My boy Bobby Ruff said Cash App is on the way. I was referring to the $ on this live chat for quick donations. I appreciate that, my brother. I really do, man. You my motherfucking first cash donation, bro. I really appreciate that, bro. I really do. Appreciate the love and support. Shout out to my boy Resurrected Soul. He said he would be A side to Crawford, but the biggest cash cows in the sport are Pac and Canelo. That's pretty obvious. I totally agree with you, Resurrected, but hear me out. Listen to what I'm saying, bro. Listen to what I'm saying. We got to keep it real. If Earl goes up there and defeats a Manny Pacquiao, who is the biggest draw, and if you don't want to say that, then he's one of the top three. There's AJ, Canelo, and Manny. Right, Poetic?
Yeah, that's right. AJ damn get 800,000, 1 million pay-per-view eyes per fight.
Exactly.
No matter who he fight.
Hold on, Poetic. So just to expand on my point, if he goes out there and defeats a Manny Pacquiao, does at least 500 to 800,000 in pay-per-views, you understand what I'm saying, and dominates, how can he not be the A side, bro? I mean, how could he not be the A side? How? I'm just keeping it a buck. But I get what you're saying. He's saying he would be. Okay, my bad. I misread that wrong. My bad. Yeah, you're right, bro. Yeah, Pac and Canelo.
And Crawford gonna have to accept responsibility for his actions for being a slave to Bob Arum, trying to be Mr. Good Boy tap dancing, want to re-sign with them fuckface ass niggas. Because if Crawford would have never re-signed with Top Rank and maybe he would have went independent or the zone, whoever the fuck, he would have been in a better situation with anybody besides Top Rank. So if he can't get a fight because Bob Arum is a bitch.
Right.
So if he has to be the B side to Errol, or whoever, he has to take some type of responsibility because you made some wrong moves in your career, bro. You made some very wrong moves in your career, and you chose to be loyal to a promoter that every top fighter that he's ever had left his ass.
Right.
So, come on, man.
Well,
and the only reason why Tyson Fury ain't gonna leave his ass because Tyson Fury is scummy as hell too. So fuck out of here.
Yeah, man. I don't know what's going on with that guy, but yeah, according to Team Crawford in his camp, man, they basically the way that they broke it down on the reasoning behind him re-signing with Top Rank is because they were promised a Manny Pacquiao fight. I mean, it was as simple as that. And plus, they also said, well, they put Bud in position to become undisputed at 140. So that was another reason why he decided to restate. But, you know, looking back at it in 2020 hindsight, you're right. I mean, that was one of his biggest mistakes. But at the same time, I'm still going to not let the PBC dudes off the hook. I think everybody, like you always say, is responsible. But I feel like the PBC side is more responsible, more so than the Terence Crawford and the Bob Arum side. That's where I think me and you disagree on this shit.
I don't know. I don't know. I just
hold on. Let me get back to the chat, bro. My bad. Resurrected Soul said that is unfair to talk to. He said that is unfair to talk to call that grown ass man a slave. Crawford resigned after the Horn fight, and he has the largest guarantee of all the welterweights. That's a good point, Resurrected. So I think he addressing that to you, Poetic.
Man, look, Crawford. Man, what's his name? Bob Arum went up there and talked. He done talked all this shit about Crawford. But look at this, my black fighter, my slave. He ain't bringing me enough money. I waste all my money on this motherfucker. Don't be a fool and think Bob Arum ain't saying nigga behind closed doors, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Crawford re-signed with that nigga, and this white man on TV bashing him, talking all this shit about him, and he's supposed to be a pound for pound top fighter in the world with Canelo and shit, man. Get the fuck out of here. So, and Bo Mack and them tap dancing with fucking Bob Arum, man. Come on, man. Y'all better stop that. I don't know what y'all think. And my thing is, I'm not saying they know they doing it. I think that they very naive, especially Crawford. I think he kind of naive and shit. I don't think he peep game a lot until you show him something, which by the time you show him something, it's already too late and he done low-key been fucked over. I think that's what, but he's genuinely a good person. But you know.
Shout out to my boy King David in the building. He said, nah, that's BS. Okay. Are you referring to me or my boy Poetic? And hey, yo, man, I'm about to drop the hold on, the link.
And look, if y'all Bud, hold on, if y'all Bud fans, I'm not talking shit about Bud. I'm clearly talking shit about Bob Arum because I don't like Bob. I think Bob Arum don't respect Crawford, and I think he deserves more. So y'all sitting up here talking about some that's bullshit. How am I saying that's bullshit? That Bob Arum and Top Rank don't deserve no damn fighter like fucking Crawford. Y'all crazy?
Hey, yo, wait a minute, Poetic. Shout out to my boy Brian Mackey in the motherfucking building. He said, here we go with the bullshit. Hey, yo, Brian, if you got some time, man, hit that link, man, and hop on with us. Shout out to my boy King David. He said, salute. He threw a salute, my bro. How you doing, man? Resurrected Soul said, that kind of talk is egregious. That man has 5 kids to feed. He fought PBC fighters before, and PBC admitted freezing him out. Yeah, I think he's talking to you, Poet.
Yeah, but haven't I said almost every time we talk about the Spence and Crawford situation that PBC freezing him out until he get out of there? So have I not said that all the time? They blackball. Have I not said that?
You've said that, but I think some Terence Crawford fans will probably say that you're contradicting yourself.
How?
I don't know. It's for them to say. We've already had our run-in, so I ain't got to keep going back and forth with you about that shit.
Yeah.
Resurrected Soul said Bob Arum made those comments recently, not at the time that Crawford signed his contract. Now, if he resigns, then I have to question his manhood. But for now, the idiocy, bro, straight up. Okay.
Why would Bob Arum talk shit about Crawford when he's trying to re-sign him? Like, what are you talking about, bro? Duh, he ain't say that. Come on, man.
Do you think he wants to re-sign Terence Crawford?
Of course. Why would he not want to re-sign Terence Crawford? But I don't think Bob Arum really gives a shit.
I guess that was a dumb question. I mean, I apologize for the stupid question. But after saying everything he has said publicly, which is what Resurrected Soul has alluded to, wouldn't that make him look like a fucking idiot to re-sign Bud because he's losing all this money, right?
Yeah.
I mean, according to his logic. Now, according to our logic,
y'all think Bob Arum was lying when he said that, or just talking?
Man, that's what I'm saying earlier in the show. I really can't call it with Bob. I mean, we can really only take what he say with a grain of salt. Because one day he'll say one thing, and then the next day he'll say another.
Yep.
So hold on real quick. Let me bring my boy Brian Mackey on the stream. You're live on the chat with E Thriller and Poetic. Talk to me, bro. How you feeling?
Hey, what's going on, E Thriller? What's up, baby?
How you doing, man?
I mean, hey, what's going on, Poetic, man?
What's up,
hey, hold up.
What's up, Brian? How you doing,
hey, you know what, man? First of all, E Thriller, man, kick Poetic ass out the motherfucking chat, man. Kick his ass.
You want me to kick him off? Oh, man.
I'm just saying, I'm just saying that because when he said, man, the other places, man, don't kick him out, man.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, man, y'all hit that goddamn like button, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stop bullshitting. Hit that like button, man. Yeah, man.
Like button.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, what's going on, fellas, man? I had to chime in, man. You know how Poetic go, man. We go back and forth a little bit, man. You know, Poetic start that bullshit again. You know, it's all good.
Go ahead.
It's all good, man. Hey, man, look, I understand about Bob Arum saying what he's saying, man. There's nobody like that shit. But the thing about it is, he just said that shit, man, in like November, man, December after the Kell Brook fight. That was just like 10 months ago. So this whole plan was already in motion in reference to him leaving. He was already leaving. I mean, it was some gutter shit to say, you know, and don't nobody like it. But yeah, he was going to leave anyway, man. So I hear that. But like I said earlier, I think we said it on previous chat, man, keep that same energy for tanking them, man, just like you keep for Crawford on that, man. It's the same thing. You know, same thing, man. If you ain't getting these fights and this, that, and the other, man, these PBC fighters ain't fighting. They not fighting outside that PBC banner, man. And we all know that. That's it, man. They not fighting outside it. So we got to keep the same energy all the way around, man. You know, it ain't just Crawford. I understand we don't like Bob. Shit, I don't like Bob. I don't like the shit he said. You know, but Bob's senile as fuck, man. I think he just senile. That motherfucker don't know what the hell he talking about, man. One minute he be talking this shit, and then the next thing he talking about, hey, man, I love you, man. Oh, I hate that motherfucker. I love you, man. I hate that motherfucker, man. Bob senile as shit, man, right now, man. He know he gonna lose his fighter. This the best way to do it, because if he go into this thing and I guess get help for Al Heyman, I guess that's how they gonna help pay for the fight. I don't really know exactly how that worked, but it ain't all on Bob. You know what I mean? So, okay, well, I ain't got to lose all this money. You know what I mean? Because he got to pay Crawford $4 million. That's why he mad, man. You got to pay that man $4 million, and he can't get them fights to make that money off of him. And because Al Heyman and them won't let him. And I don't think they're gonna make no agreement to make this fight unless they already had a deal in place. I don't see it. I think it'll go to purse bid. And if it go to purse bid, it'll go, you know, the highest bidder, of course. But, I mean, who to say shit, Shawn Porter ain't going to back out the fight? Not that Shawn Porter would want to, but Al Heyman tell him to back out the fight and say, hey, man, well, look, I got to fight with you on Ugas, man. Who say Shawn Porter ain't? Ugas ain't got no fight date. Ugas ain't got no fight. Yep. Who the hell say that Shawn Porter can't be promised Ugas for the another belt and get paid on the other end like that and still have the belt? And if he win, okay, then he can get the winner of Pacquiao and Earl Spence. Yep. You know what I'm saying? There's no guarantee on that shit, man, because I don't know if it's gonna happen or not.
Damn. You said the first one, boy. You said it last time. You don't think it's gonna happen?
Yeah. What you say? I couldn't hear you.
I don't know why they won't just go and do what you just said and like just mix this shit up, because these niggas getting old. Just go and make the money and get all.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, they getting old.
They what, mid-30s?
Yeah, the motherfuckers all 30, man. And shit. Even though Spence, the youngest shit, he 31. He gonna be 32 come what? January, February, some shit.
Yeah,
so the motherfuckers getting old, man. They should go ahead and mix that shit up, man. Deontay Wilder, what, 35? on the 36.
That's what I was saying about Porter. Like, it ain't too many more big fights he gonna get because he already said he ain't gonna fight a Jerron Ennis. He ain't gonna fight a Virgil. I mean, he already fought Thurman. He fought Danny. He fought Earl. Shit, ain't nobody left on the fight but Manny and Bud. Really?
Nah,
it
man.
Welterweight.
So, Errol, I don't know how long. I don't see Errol getting older. And he talking about he trying to fight Canelo. He been at 147 so long, so you gonna go up and fight. I'm pretty sure he's gonna get a pre-fight to Canelo if you were to go up and fight him at like 160 or 168. Then you got to get adjusted to going up to that weight because I know his body probably adjusted to being at 147 for so long. And man, I don't even know, man. Errol gonna he gonna get an L at some point, but shit, I think Crawford his ass up.
I got a question with that though, right? Let's just say he go up to 160, right? Or whatever, right? Should he get the Canelo fight right off the break?
Fuck no. Well, it don't make no damn sense. Hell no.
Right. So he should go through the gauntlet like Crawford did, right? He got to prove himself.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, man.
No, that's right.
I think you called him lacking, bro.
Nah, man.
You called him lacking.
No, that is true. He should go to. I already told
you. Think he just gonna skip from 147 to 160, not 154, but 160?
Well, if he goes,
I don't even know if he can deal with the dudes at 154.
The thing about that is Jamel at 154. So I don't think he would go to 154. I think he would he'll probably move where the Charlos ain't. Because I know they wouldn't fight each other. If I was them, I wouldn't want to fight them because they close. And if I was the Charlo brothers, there's no way in hell I'm finna fight my fucking brother. Unless we spar. I'm not fighting my fucking brother. You got me fucked up.
That's true.
Hell no.
I think one of them was supposed to move to 160. I think that's what it was. Was it Jamel or Jamal? I mixed them motherfuckers up, man. He said that if Earl Smith go move up, that he was gonna move up to 160.
Yeah.
Let me get back to the chat, y'all. Hold on real quick. Resurrected Soul said you call him a slave, and that is talking shit. Poetic. I
said his actions. I'm not saying he is. Y'all be getting the perspective wrong when people say stuff a lot of times. I noticed that. I said his moves and how he moving. Stuff going on with Bob. It's like he a slave. Like he just let Bob do whatever he want with his career. And Terence don't seem to want to get out of it or do anything better. He just letting whatever happen. That's some slave shit.
Shout out to my boy King David. He said the Bob Arum stuff is excuses. Yeah, I think they like to use Bob as a talking point to kind of create another obstacle in the way of him making a fight with PBC. I totally agree. Resurrected Soul said, okay, if PBC is freezing him out, then they don't want to play ball and they have to take responsibility for these fights not happening.
Right.
Well, they not going to do that, but I told you it's everybody's fucking fault. Everybody making these fights not happening, and Mayweather and all these niggas, they lame as hell, bro. It's just.
King David said, is PBC freezing out Gary Russell?
Bro, I don't know what the fuck going on with Gary Russell. That nigga a ghost. That nigga like the Undertaker. He only come out at WrestleMania.
When was his last fight?
I have no idea. That nigga, I told you, he the Undertaker.
Once a year. He fight once a year. I don't know exactly what it was, but he just fight once a year. He been doing it for like the last 5-6 years. Once a year, he just fight once.
He is getting frozen out, King David. That's a good point because the man don't never have no fights lined up. Good point. Euro Thomas said this boy Poetic sounds like a damn fool and an idiot.
How? What I'm saying?
King David said because he can't get no fights. Resurrected Soul said he was talking shit about Crawford after the Khan fight. That was last year. Crawford resigned in 2018, and at the time, no public negative comments were made. Euro Thomas said poetic reasoning sounds like a mechanic criticizing how a millionaire should conduct his business. You got something to say to that, poetic?
In that case, don't everybody do that when we sit up here talking about purse business?
What you mean everybody do what, bro?
He said I sound like a mechanic criticizing how a millionaire should conduct his business. Don't everybody do that when we talk about purse business? Who get what? A side, B side?
You got it, Brian.
Oh no, I didn't know he was talking to me. I thought he was talking to the chat. I'm sorry.
No, I'm responding. I was responding to Uriel Thomas' last comment.
Oh, okay.
That's how you say
You're
it.
drop something else in the chat, bro. I better click on that link and hop on, man. So y'all can go ahead. Go ahead, Brian. My bad.
No, I'm saying. So what was he saying? What was the thing? I missed it.
Wait, hold up.
This is what he said. He said poetic reasoning sounds like a mechanic criticizing a millionaire should conduct his business. Guess he's talking about the Crawford situation.
Yeah.
Poetic calling him a slave. Slave is such a harsh word, poetic.
Okay, well, I guess it's a harsh word.
I get what you're trying to say. Some may say it's different.
They get what I'm trying to say too. They just triggered a little bit. I don't care. You get what I'm trying to say. I agree. I should use a softer word though.
Yeah, I hear that, but my thing about that poetic is this though, right? You know, if you saying, hey, you know what Crawford is just doing with Bob Arum telling him to do, and he ain't doing shit about it. He just sitting there and taking it. That's what everybody in the PBC do. They do what the fuck Al Heyman tell them to do, and they don't say shit.
They do.
So we just got to keep the same energy on both sides, man. And I know it's hard when you see Bob Arum out there talking shit and doing the shit that he doing, especially when it's a white man against a black man, and you don't hear the shit from Al. So you can because Al is just like ghost, man. He's just a ghost. Right. You don't hear him, you don't see him, you don't know. We just sit there and be like, well, okay, what he might say this, that, and the other. We just assuming. But you hear Bob Arum talk that bullshit, and it's hard not to be like, man, fuck Bob Arum and everything he do. And yeah, to a certain degree, yeah, I feel you, man. I'd be like, fuck Bob Arum too, but I understand gangsters, they move in silence a lot of times, baby. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you everything that's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. You know what I mean? So it's best for Crawford not to say nothing. Do what he got to do. Get out of his contract. Once it's over, which is October, and then keep it moving. Because everything. I mean, from everybody on his team, they saying he out. Everybody on his team. I done heard Bo Mac say it. I done heard Red say it. I done heard Bernie the Boxer say it.
Right.
Everybody talk about they're gonna be out. So it's just kind of hard for me to think that he's still gonna stay there. Now, what he gonna do after that, man, I don't know. But
I don't fuck with Bo Mac ass either.
I just think what's wrong with Bo Mac?
Because that joke he made about Earl talking about something, don't get drunk again, you gonna get another car wreck. That's some low shit. I don't even fuck with that.
But Earl did some wild shit though, right?
I don't know what happened.
I mean, okay, you was drunk driving. I mean, what if he'd have hit a kid and shit, or hit a family and kill somebody?
And really poetic, just to be 100 with you, bro.
This is real talk.
You can't get sensitive about that, bro, because you are calling another black man a slave or a form of a slave. You understand what I'm saying? So they kind of go both ways, bro. You can't get mad at Brian McIntyre for saying Earl is a drunk, and then you turn around and say, well, shit, Bud is like a slave or being treated like one.
Wait, how is that the same?
I'm saying, bro, you can't be sensitive because some people may find what Bo Mac said sensitive, such as yourself, about Earl being a drunk, this and that and the third, right? Yeah. But then some people on the flip side, the Terence Crawford supporters, are going to take issue with what you said about him in regards to him being like a slave.
Real talk.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So it's kind of, it's not the same, but I can kind of see how it's offensive on both parties.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You won't never hear me talking about Earl drinking or Earl is a drunk. I ain't never said that shit on my page, have I?
No.
I got about 1 billion videos on Earl. I don't even go that far because it's about boxing for me, bro.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's real talk.
My bad.
Yeah, but fuck Pacquiao.
Resurrected Soul said, "I'm sorry. Earl made those comments after the Brook fight, not the Khan fight." Okay. King David said, "Ed Resurrected Soul facts." Okay, y'all just going back and forth. Dolomite said, "Al Heyman has the Kaiser Zazot Mystique." I don't even know if I'm saying that right.
Kaiser Soze. Yeah, Kaiser Soze.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who is that?
That's one of them. Forgot what movie it was, man. It was just like a dude in the shadows, man. You never know who it was. It was Kaiser.
So it's a movie.
Yeah, it was off a movie or something like that. I remember.
Bet I'm gonna check that out, though, Michael. I ain't know what the fuck you was talking about, bro. My bad. I ain't know what you was talking about. But speaking of Errol Spence, now it's been some videos circulating on YouTube, Poetic and Brian. So I'm gonna ask you this: have you guys seen the footage of Errol Spence sparring for his upcoming fight with Manny?
Yeah, I seen like 10 seconds of it before I got on here.
What did you think about it?
I mean, he looked the same. He's been looking.
I agree. I don't understand why everybody's making a big deal. Yeah, he got hit a couple of times, but that's one of the reasons why I don't feel like he can fuck with Bud, because I never looked at him as this great counterpuncher. I never looked at him as a great defensive fighter. He's a decent offensive fighter who has a good, decent jab. But for the most part, Errol Spence just don't knock my socks off. You know, it ain't nothing personal. I think Terence Crawford has more skills than the Errol Spence. So I didn't want to really, I don't understand why everybody overreacting to that footage, because he looked the same. I agree.
I think I'm gonna call it right now. I think Terence gonna catch him with an uppercut. Honestly.
What you think about that footage? Brian?
I didn't see the footage. No, I didn't see it. I can't. I can't even.
A short clip that got deleted by Fox later on that day. But yeah, Errol, you know, a lot of people say he wasn't looking too hot.
And sparring, this was some sparring.
Some sparring. So we don't know. It could have been the 14th round. It could have been his fifth opposition. Like, we really don't know. So,
hey, man, this is boxing, man. Yeah, man, you won't go. I won't go crazy off him getting hit with a combination or him hitting somebody with a combination, man. I mean, at the same time, this is sparring, man, and it's boxing. You gonna get hit.
They working on shit.
You gonna get hit, man. You gonna get hit in sparring. You gonna get hit in the fight. You know, all this, man. I sometimes people talk about, well, he get hit too much. And I'm like, well, damn, he gonna get hit. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what is too much. You know what I'm saying? Did you get knocked out? You know, because to me, that's too much. Did you get stopped? You got hit too much. You know what I mean? You know, him getting hit too much, you know, they use that term a little bit too loosely, man. So I haven't seen the footage, man. I don't know how long it was, but, you know, it is what it is.
Shout out to my boy Basketball Planet in the chat. He says Spence can't fight moving backwards. He will have problems with Manny and Bud. I totally agree. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Make sure y'all hit that motherfucking like button. I totally agree, Basketball Planet. Dolomite said Al Heyman handled them boys behind the scenes. Look how fast those PBC fighters tighten up when they get out of line. I ain't heard shit from Adrian Broner. I mean, last we heard him.
I told y'all, I think Al Heyman got everybody at PBC on the fucking strap. I'm telling y'all, that's why I said.
Yep, that's it.
Errol be out here talking all that big shit, but he ain't running shit in his career, really. He ain't calling no shots. That's why I said he ain't no fucking king of no goddamn division. He ain't no goddamn big fish. You only a big fish in your fucking house, dude. You ain't no fucking. Come on, man. That don't even make sense, bro.
Dolomite in the chat said the movie is called The Usual Suspects. Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
it. I appreciate that. Basketball Planet says Spence has great fundamentals and he's basic. He can't fight moving backwards. He's flat-footed. Bud can fight moving forwards, but fight better moving backwards. Yeah. He can fight laterally too, man. Bud, he's a pure boxer. I mean, don't get it twisted. He's a pure boxer. That's why I'm moving against him to win that fight. I think it's gonna be an easy fight when he go up against Spence. I do.
Now, why do y'all think Spence can't? You know, he has trouble moving backwards.
Well, in my opinion, I think that Errol, I don't know if he can fight moving backwards for an extended period of time, but I think if he is in a fight with Terence Crawford, I think he's gonna rise to the occasion. Even though I think he's gonna lose, I think he'll rise to the occasion to an extent, and I think he can probably fight a little bit moving backwards for a certain amount of time. But I just think I don't think he could do that against Crawford. I think he can fight backwards against somebody like Thurman or something like that, you know, maybe. But if it comes to somebody like Canelo or Crawford or something, I don't think, y'all know I don't even like Canelo, but I don't think that Errol can fuck with them on that level like that. So
yeah, my personal Yeah, my personal opinion, Brian, I feel like I've seen it too many times that he can't fight on his back foot. I've seen spurts of it when he went up against Lamont Peterson. I've seen spurts of it against Mikey Garcia on a couple of occasions. I definitely seen a lot of spurts of it against Kell Brook when Kell Brook backed him up to the ropes a couple of times. And then, of course, the Shawn Porter fight. I just feel like the dude, he's more comfortable with being first and trying to, find the range with his jab. And then whenever he can't get your timer down, that's kind of when he'll dip his head in and try to fight you on the inside and bully you. I just think that's where he's most effective.
The one thing he did good against Porter when he was going backwards is ducking and dodging and maneuvering out the way and shit like that.
He got that side step to the back. He'll take a step back and try to counter you with like a short left or a long uppercut at times. He tried to hit Porter with that throughout the fight. But go ahead, Brian.
Reason why I said, no, you good. I was just saying that the reason why I asked that is because I believe that, they have troubles because of who they trained by, which is Derek James. Okay. If you notice, man, him and the Charlos, they all fight the same. They fight like Derek James. Mm-hmm. And as you see in the Castano fight, Charlo had the same problem.
Yep.
Fighting a pressure fighter.
Yep.
He had much trouble fighting off that back foot, and they're not going through that in training. And that's what I was saying earlier, is that they got the same kind of style, and it's patent right after Derek James. He's just teaching what he know. That it is what it is. He's teaching what he know, but he's gonna have to step up his game come this fight, or he's gonna be in trouble because they fight the same way. Them pressure fighters is what they got in trouble with. You know what I mean? Yep. Even though Kell Brook, he didn't put so much pressure on Earl Spence like Porter would. Mm-hmm. And Castano did Jamel. So that's the problem, man. And and look, I hope he correct that, because for real, I really want to see Earl Spence versus Terence Crawford.
Me too.
I really want to see that. I don't want to see, Earl lose. Real talk. I'm not an Earl Spence fan at all. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? But I respect the man in the ring. I believe he's a good fighter. You know what I mean? But I want to see Crawford versus Spence. That's what I want to see. So I hope they correct that, man, because if they don't, man, he gonna put some pressure on him unless he just straight run out of gas.
I think Crawford is the only fighter that can bring Errol back to that, get his hunger, like his 100% hunger back, like how he was against Kell Brook. Like he was talking shit to Kell Brook, like, okay, I'm gonna see, this, this is gonna happen here. I think Terence Crawford is the only one that's gonna bring Errol Spence competitiveness all the way to an all-time high, and vice versa. Because I think the only reason why that Green Machine dude got that little knockdown, whether it was scored or not, against Terence Crawford, was because Terence Crawford wasn't fighting no competition. He might have been kind of bored. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Terence Crawford just hasn't been fighting the competition he should be fighting. So I feel like that's why he got caught in that fight. But I think when they fight each other, I think that they're gonna be at their 100% best. I think I really think that.
Or maybe Kavaliauskas was better than what people thought he was.
That's what I was about to say.
Because to me, I thought what gave Bud trouble a lot in that fight was his patience. Kavaliauskas was very patient, and he was trying to counter a counterpuncher. So Bud, he can fight on his forward foot, going forward, but he's naturally a counterpuncher at heart. So I feel like that kind of threw Bud's game off a little bit, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I think everybody sleep on Mean Machine like he was just a straight bum, and I don't really. I think y'all gonna find out.
Guys are bums.
No, I know you're not poetic. Poetic, you know what, man? You one of the realer guys, man. We, like I said, we might not disagree, but you know what? If you see something that you like, you know what? Okay, I can agree with that. So I wouldn't label you a fanboy. So I'm not really talking about you per se. It's these other fans out here with these narratives with the bullshit, calling them green beans and all that shit. And I'm like, man, look, man, do y'all know anything about boxing? Do y'all see any goddamn thing, man? It's funny to me how when you don't know somebody's name and you never heard of him, he's instantly a bum. But then as soon as the guy, wax one of your boys' ass, or he was in a good fight with somebody, you be like, man, he the shit. Like, yeah, like Castano.
Yep.
And I'm gonna tell you somebody else, like Shawn Porter. Shawn Porter was a bum. Man, everybody said Shawn Porter was sorry as shit. Even Earl Spence was like,
he said he was gonna knock him out.
Man, go ahead and knock him out. Everybody predicted Earl Spence to beat the shit out of Shawn Porter. It was easy work, everything. But the minute that he went in there with a tough fight with Earl Spence, we like, man, that motherfucker, he like that. He like that, man. He good. And like, oh, now he good all of a sudden because he had a good showing. You know what I'm saying? But before that, he wasn't shit. So, I mean, if you real boxing fan, man, and you really study the game, man. See, I'm like 50 years old, man. So I've been around a little bit, man. Maybe you guys, man, a lot younger. I done maybe seen some fights that folks ain't never seen before, and you be like, well, where the fuck this come from? Because Crawford is one of them, man. He wasn't no Olympic gold medalist, man. Don't nobody knew who Terence Crawford was like that on a national level, even in the diehard boxing scenes, until he came out and did what he did. Regis Prescott, when he won that fight, his turn his like, oh shit, maybe a little young and got something. And then when he got Ricky Burns, he wasn't scheduled. I mean, he wasn't favored to win that fight. So then nobody, why is he a bum all of a sudden? You know what I'm saying? Ricky Burns, like, okay, he's a bum. Like, hold up. Crawford wasn't even favored in that fight. Nobody knew who he was. He wasn't even favored in Gamboa fight.
I think at one particular time he wasn't even with Top Rank. He was with a fucking Winky Dink promotion company. Something like that. Red and Bernie broke that down on one of their
They
live
showed
streams.
it. They showed it.
He resigned.
They showed it.
Because he said that they put him in position to succeed at the time.
Yeah, y'all ain't never heard me say anything that he fought some weak ass competition. Now the only thing that I think that Kell Brook just been out his time for, even when he fought Errol. I don't think Kell, when he fought Errol, I think Kell wasn't at his best, because I think Kell was weight drained like a motherfucker for that goddamn fight. Even though he probably rehydrated, but I don't think that Kell Brook versus Errol was his best. And I think by the time he fought Terence, I don't think he was like the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think.
Let me get back to the chat real quick, y'all. Resurrected Soul says Spence is a flat-footed, come-forward fighter with a low punch rate, but he has a good jab and above par stamina. I think he has excellent stamina, in my opinion. I think that's one of his strongest suits, or attributes, rather. Shout out to my boy Davey John in the building. He said the only thing Spence did good against Porter was hit him in the nuts. Hey, bro,
he did hit him in the nuts a couple of times.
Prior to the fight, with the leader in the build-up to the fight, Earl kept saying that Shawn Porter was such a dirty fighter. Which he is. Shawn Porter can be dirty at times. But Earl Spence was the one with all the nut-hugging shots during that fight. He had at least 10 of them. At least 10. Let me see. Resurrected Soul said truth at Davy John. Bobby Ruff said Earl Spence Jr. has knocked out a lot of his opponents when they lay on the ropes. Terence Bud Crawford is not easy to pin on the ropes. If TBC is cornered, he will hold and put them on the ropes. Good point. He did that to Felix Diaz a lot, who was trying to put a lot of pressure on. He just tied him up when he got on the inside. Dolomite said if Pac-Man has powered pellets, it's going to be a long night for Spence. Green Machine and Ortiz will let us know if Green Machine was a pushover or not. Good point. I said the same thing. Dolomite said if Green Machine beat Ortiz, then that'll make the Crawford win look better. Good point. Good point. Y'all go ahead. My bad, Poetic. Yo, Poetic.
My bad.
Now you can go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I don't think any of these boxers are bums. I wouldn't. You ain't never hear me say that. I don't think any of these boxers are bums. Even Pacquiao, I mean, I don't give a fuck if he was on PDs or not. None of these niggas are really bums. They not bums, bro. Like, I don't know why people be saying that shit. They need to really stop that. That's just mostly just casual fans though. Like they just like these casual fans when AJ lost to what's his nigga name? Fuck, the Mexican.
Andy Ruiz.
Yeah, Andy Ruiz. And when he lost to him, you know, everybody would just rip that nigga off like he raped a child or something. You know what I'm saying? Then he win. Now everybody back on his nuts. Like, bro, what the fuck? That's just the casual fans. So don't get it twisted, man. These casual fans don't know nothing. These casual fans gonna pay $250,000 to watch Jake Paul versus fucking Tyron Woodley. Like, get on somewhere, dude.
Yeah, that fight gonna do some numbers, man. I just don't see how they keep robbing the public. I really don't.
Yeah, not the exhibition with Floyd and what's the other one, Logan. I think that if you had the money to just throw away, I think that was worth it because it's Floyd, you know, whatever. But
yeah, I'm not hating on the YouTubers for getting their bread, man. I mean, hey, if people are dumb enough to pay for the shit, then keep doing it. Shout out to Big Ace. He said third round, Earl hit Shawn with 23 nut shots. Yeah, it was a real dirty fight, man. Earl got down.
Man, that's how it got to be sometimes, though, man.
You said what, Poetic?
I said sometimes you got to do some shit to get you know in these fights, man. This ain't no sweet shit. Yeah, unless you doing some shit like that Victor kid who went against Floyd when he was doing that headbutting shit. Not no shit like that, bro.
Yeah, that was crazy. Floyd had that boy frustrated.
That was crazy, man.
But yeah, man, I'm about to hop off of this horn, man. Do y'all have any closing thoughts or statements?
No, not really, man.
It's all, man, it's always a pleasure, man. You know what I mean? Y'all continue to hit that like button, man. Do what you do. Thriller, man, you know, he's doing a wonderful job, man. Y'all keep it up, man. Poetic, man, once again, man, it's all love, man. You know, even though we don't see, man, all love, man. You know what I'm saying? And next time, Thriller, man, kick Poetic ass out the chat, man. Nah, man, don't let him go in that joint, man. Nah, man.
Hey,
man, one love, man.
One more question, though.
Hey, let me see. I got another chat, y'all. My bad. If that Shawn Porter that fought for Miller comes to fight Bud, it won't go past 6 rounds. Yeah, I got it going by 10 to 11 rounds, bro. Shout out to my boy D Blast in the motherfucking building. He said, "E3, you the man." I appreciate that, my brother. I got one
more question though, because you remember I told you I don't really know anything about this fight. So since the WBO has mandated the fight, does that mean that it will 100% happen whichever way how it happens, or is it a way that somebody could squeeze out of it just without saying COVID or something?
Yeah, it's a way for them to get out of it, bro. Bud can either vacate his title, which we don't see happening, or Shawn Porter can withdraw from the WBO rankings. And then if that don't happen, then of course, if they don't come to a deal with the money, then it can go to a purse bid, which is what everybody think is going to happen anyway.
So is the main narrative with this, as far as what the fans saying on social medias, is do people think that Porter's scared and he gonna pull out, or because I don't think Porter's. I think if Porter pulls out, I think that's Al Heyman and PBC tournament. But I don't think Shawn is a bitch like that. Well, not a bitch. I don't think he's like weak like that.
Can I say something, man? Ephraim, I know you about ready to go, man. But let me chop in on that, man. Let me chop in on that, man. We will find out, man, what the real is about right here, because there's no way to get out of it if both people want to fight. If you want the fight will happen. It's either gonna happen on this top rank side. It's gonna either happen on top rank and PBC. It could happen with PBC, or it's gonna happen at the zone or whatever if it go to purse bid. But if Terence drop his belt, then you know Terence didn't want to fight, which I doubt that's gonna happen. But if something else happened on that shit, that means that Porter and them did not want to fight. And then me personally, Porter personally, he not gonna turn down the fight. Yeah. But if he back out of the fight, it's because Al told the man PBC told them that he got to back out of that fight, man. It's plain and simple. We're gonna find out for real. But the narrative that you talking about on the internet is that bullshit that they speaking out like will Crawford duck Porter. Like how the fucking Crawford
that's not gonna happen.
Duck Porter, man. Like for real.
If he do that, man, he is going to be a marked man.
Crawford got a lot of dog in him. He's probably the most competitive person in these lower weight classes.
Oh, I agree. I think he's the most competitive dude in boxing, honestly.
Yeah, he got a lot.
I think he got some Kobe in him. Like he got that mentality. Like, hey, you hit me, I'm about to get my motherfucking lick back.
Yeah, I see that
I'm gonna
fire
prove
in
my
him,
point.
I see that fire in him, but I mean, these niggas can't do shit, man, because all his politics, it's being wasted. So whatever.
Yeah.
Let me see. Big A said it's been a great chat and cool panel. I appreciate that, my bro. Make sure y'all like and sub to your boy You Thriller, man. Diago Huggy said, good show as always, guys. We appreciate that, my bro. D-Town Blaster said, hit that like button, and that's the bottom line. Cause Stone Cold said so.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. Diallo said they be getting those narratives from Boxing News 24, Chris Williams.
God. Oh, man.
Okay.
He's terrible.
Okay. Oh, is that where it come from? Okay. King David said that whole narrative is BS. How you duck a dude that lost to a guy you've been calling out the last 5 years? LOL. Already, man. But once again, I appreciate everybody for watching this video. If you haven't done so already, hit that like button. Shout out to my boy Poetic. Shout out to my boy Brian, as always, man. Till next time, I'm gone. Holla.
One love. One love.